All right, man, we're talking Bengals draft. Not just Bengals draft, but the draft in general. Okay, so I guess we'll talk about the Bengals because I know my Bengals fans going to stick around for that. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple other things in the draft. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Deshaun Watson, Jabrill Peppers, all right? Just two of my favorite players. I want them to go to good situation. The Mitchell Trubisky pick by Chicago. When it happened, this is before I saw anybody else's reaction. My initial reaction was, what? Why? I could not believe that they took that dude. Dude, first off, there were three. They traded, what, like 3 picks? They gave up 3 picks to move up 1 spot to pick a dude that ain't even ready to play. And when he is ready to play, I mean, I don't think Mitchell Trubisky is the next Peyton Manning. Apparently the Bears do. I don't know. I mean, I guess they just, I don't know. I think it was an idiotic move. Let me just be real. Also, Patrick Mahomes went before Deshaun, and I wouldn't have taken Patrick Mahomes before Deshaun, but, you know, cool. It worked out for Deshaun because he fell to the Texans, which is a perfect situation, drawing obvious comparisons to AD. I know from playing with him on the game, bro, the Texans are a talented team, man. They got a really good defense. They got DeAndre Hopkins. They got Fuller. They got Braxton Miller. They got Lamar Miller. I mean, hey, they just need a QB, you know? And then they have a guy who's, you know, gonna be the starter, presumably, unless Deshaun just goes into camp and destroys it, which maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but I think he landed in a great spot, so I'm happy for him. Jabrill, on the other hand, goes to Cleveland, and Cleveland is trying to get their culture together. They're trying to get everything right. I just really wish he could have gone somewhere who maybe have a little bit more stability, who maybe can offer him a little bit more support. Whereas in Cleveland, your chances to fail are high. I mean, maybe he's the guy or one of the guys that can usher in a new day over at Cleveland. I was really loving their draft until they picked that tight end for Miami. The tight end is a beast, bro, but not for them. They don't have a quarterback. I did not want them to try to get a quarterback now. I wanted them to continue to bolster the defense. Pick another defensive player, man, and just get a beast defense right now. We playing the AFC North. Next year, y'all still gonna probably suck. Cool. Next year, get your quarterback, you know? But they ain't do that. And, you know, it's weird because, like, I pull for Cleveland a little bit because, like, I wish they would do well. But at the same time, I'm a Cincinnati fan, so whatever. Other than that, what else before I get to the Bengals? Reuben Foster's drop surprised me. I guess the shoulder stuff is a lot deeper than I thought. I mean, he had the issue at the combine and he had the diluted sample, but bruh, for such a beastly player, I still would expect him to go in the first round. So, you know, it happened how it happened, but, you know, it works out for them. After that, the next thing I want to talk about is Cincinnati. Let's get into it. John Ross at number 9. Fans are mixed on this, you know, Cincinnati haters and some Cincinnati fans who are just like, man, there was so many good defensive players and this, and we need to shore up this. Here's why I love the pick. I love the pick, by the way. Here's why I love it. Now, is it a gamble? Absolutely. John Ross has injury history, man. I think he had an ACL, he's got some shoulder stuff. That's really my issue. Now, if you follow this channel, you'll know I was a John Ross fan when he was at Washington. Not because of his speed. I didn't know he ran a 4.2. I just thought he was, you know, he was fast, but he was a good receiver. I thought he was a really good receiver, you know? And then when I found out he ran a 4.2, that added even more to it. Now, to me, Cincinnati has not had an explosive, a true explosive kick return, punt return guy ever, right? I mean, like, not ever, but it's been a long time, man. Erickson we had back there, he was solid. He was solid, bro. But he's really not that explosive, right? He can make some guys miss, but doesn't have the top end speed. When we had Pac-Man back there, he was older and, again, did not have the top end speed. What John Ross does on special teams alone, I'm extremely happy that we got him. Now let's move to offense. Obviously, super deep threat. You know, I do worry because Dalton does not have the best deep ball accuracy. This is a fact. He's robbed AJ of a lot of touchdowns, you know what I'm saying, over their careers. And that is a concern. But again, John Ross is a receiver. Like, people who didn't watch Washington play don't know anything about John Ross except he ran a 4.2. So to them, he's just a fast guy, right? They don't know he's a real receiver. If he was not a real receiver, I would not want him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't Mike Wallace. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that. He's a real wide receiver who can run slants. He can run real routes, out routes, the route tree, everything. Let's not forget, we like to run screens, bro. So a lot of versatility. And the reason I love the pick, which I don't think I ever actually said, is because Cincinnati is notorious for being the most conservative team, bro. We are so conservative, and it gets us nothing. It gets us usually to the playoffs and then out of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not good enough. That just put us in a position where we can't get a good draft pick usually. We had an unusually bad year last year, while we got a top 10 pick. But generally speaking, we're in the playoffs. I'm talking about like the 4 or 5 years before that, and we're losing in the first round. You know, and that's kind of what we do. And at best, we could have maybe made it to the second round and lost there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just based on the way our team was constructed and the way that we played, I felt. We play really bad in big games as well. And, you know, now the offense needed some speed. I mean, AJ is not a blazer. He's still a deep threat because he's just an all-around beastly receiver. But to have Ross on the other side, so now teams just can't bear down on AJ and completely take him away without having to deal. You got something to deal with on the other side, bro. So, you know, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I love the Joe Mixon pick. I thought Joe Mixon was a first-round talent. Obviously, he had his issues in college. You know, hopefully he's moved on from that, gotten past that, and will be able to, you know, function. He's gonna have some brushings, man. People are gonna try him. People are gonna try to, you know, it's just what people, it's weird. That's what weird people do. Like, weak people, they're gonna try to incite him. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he can just be ready for that and control himself. Because if he doesn't, he'll be out of there. And, you know, that is what that is. But I'm good with the gamble. You know what I'm saying? And I think he'll be fine. We now have 3 running backs, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how that plays out. But, hey, man, you never have too much talent. Then round 3, we pick up DN Jordan Willis. Man, I think that was a steal. Great pick. We double back right after that. Pick up Carl Lawson. Again, history issues, there's been some effort stuff, but hey, man, to say we came back, we picked up 2 DNs on day 2. I thought it was a great move. We came back, we picked up Josh Malone. I don't know a ton about Josh Malone. I watched a little bit of tape of him. My take, he'll probably have an opportunity to go in there and fight for some time, and we'll see what he does. I mean, we still got Tyler Boyd, obviously. I think LaFell is still there. So, you know, we got a good crop of receivers now, and they can go in there and battle it out. If nothing else, it gives us a little bit of depth in case somebody gets hurt. All right, who else we get? We got another D tackle from Michigan in round 4. So more depth on the D line. We got a kicker. We actually needed a kicker. We struggled last year. Got another center. All right, now Brandon Wilson is an interesting one. You know, he played corner, played running back. I think for us, he'll probably play nickel. So just another guy to roam around out there, maybe in that Pac-Man-like role, I'm thinking. We'll see, though, but he's going to have to play a lot of special teams, obviously. Then we picked a tight end from Buffalo, who I also know nothing about. And honestly, Mason Shriek, the tight end, he probably end up on practice squad. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but gives us a little bit of depth in case we need him. All in all, man, I was very happy with the draft. And like I said, the main thing that made me happy with our draft is the fact that we took a lot of chances. You know, we didn't go for just strongest position of need. We took who we thought was the best player to help us win right now. Because the window is closing, okay? AJ ain't gonna be there forever. You know what I'm saying? Eifert coming back healthy this year. I felt like our defense, we needed a lot of people on defense. These are facts, you know, but we just decided to take a different approach, man. And, you know, we're going to see what happens. Like, it's a big gamble because Burfict and Minter only have 1 year in their contracts. So we going for it. You know what I'm saying? We like, yo, y'all got to play William Jackson, Denard, you know, all these corners that we've been drafting over the years. It's time, bro. It's time, bro. The offensive line is the biggest concern. Obviously, I don't know how that's gonna work out. It does not look very good. So, yeah, that's the main concern. But hey, man, we just have to see how it works out, bro. I mean, it wasn't a lot of good offensive linemen in this draft anyway, so we could have drafted need there, but we wouldn't have really got the value that we wanted. So we decided, man, hell with it. We going value. That's what we did. All right, man, that's it. I'm gonna stop ranting and rambling. Y'all hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of the draft. How did your team do? What y'all gonna be looking like when the season kicks off? Are you excited? You mad? What the deal is? But let me give these boys a grade. If I had to give the Bengals a grade, I'd give them a B+. I think we had a B+ draft. Only thing that I think we could have done better, it's hard to even say. Like, I mean, obviously we could have played a super safe draft. If we would have went super safe, it would have been a B+. So this time we have it's got the potential to be an A+. Or like a D if everybody gets hurt, if everything went wrong, right? But hey, god damn it, I'm good with it, man. We taking some chances. I'm excited for the season. I can't wait. Peace.